So I woke up today and I was kind of feeling lazy. Well, my problem is that lazy and me really don't coincide very well. We don't get along too well at all. So I hopped on Instagram and I was flipping through different photos and I was looking at a couple different people that I know from this area. And they posted a lot of different photos from up north. Now, I do a lot of driving up there. I spent a lot of time in the Allegheny Forest, but today I really wasn't feeling it. It's kind of cold outside. It's kind of snowy outside. And I didn't really want to spend my entire day driving. It's already 11:30, so I was like, what the hell? I'll sit around and do nothing today. Well, that doesn't work for me. That doesn't ever work for me. I only usually get 1, maybe 2 days off a week. Sundays are my only guaranteed day that I will not be working. And my only issue is I'll wake up, I'll sit around, I'll eat breakfast, I'll relax, I'll hop on YouTube, buzz through a few different videos. And then I find myself wanting to do something. It doesn't have to be anything spectacular. It doesn't have to be anything really great or extravagant. It just has to be something. So I found myself today flipping through Instagram, looking for somewhere to go in my area that I wanted to go to today. I saw a few places that I wanted to go, but I wasn't feeling it. I didn't want to go today, especially with the colder weather up north. All right, so long story short, I have no idea where I'm going right now. I just hopped in the Jeep. I know I'm going somewhere. The original plan was to actually go all the way up to Cook's Forest. It's like a 2-hour drive just outside of Clarion. But I don't know if I want to do that. So I guess part of the fun of doing this and part of the experience of doing this is just kind of get out, do something different, do something that I'm not normally comfortable with. But in the last year or so, there's been a lot of days where I just get in the Jeep, I get in the groove, and I start driving. And I found myself pretty much all over the state, sometimes a little further than that, just on a random drive. So I think today is a perfect day for that. I'm in a completely different area than I originally sought out to go to today. I was originally going to go all the way up to Cook's Forest, which is one of my favorite places in Pennsylvania. It's quiet, it's away from everything, and it's a lot of old growth forest, so I'm going to save that for a warmer day. But it's kind of windy, it's kind of cold today, and I really wasn't feeling it. This is kind of the best part about what I've been doing on the weekends. You don't always have to have a plan. There doesn't always have to be a specific goal. Basically, today I started just driving north just to go somewhere different and do something different. I ended up at one of my most familiar locations. This is Moraine State Park. Actually, it's only about a half-hour, 40-minute drive from my house, so it's really not too bad at all. But it's always peaceful. It's always super quiet up here. This is on the North Shore side of the lake, so it's away from all the craziness, all the hecticness that goes on. Sometimes I bring my kayak, or I just come up here to relax for a little while. There's still a little bit of snow on the ground. Like I said, it's windy, it's cold. It's not really something I wanted to do. I didn't really feel like making the drive all the way up to Cook's Forest today. So last night I sat down on the computer and I did a search on how many state parks are in the United States, and I came across a number that was pretty intriguing to me. It said there was over 10,000 state parks in the United States of America. So that just means there's 10,000 different locations for people to get away from work and the daily life of the city. You figure how many people live in the city but want to get away from it on a routine basis, and that just means there's over 10,000 different locations for people to be able to do that, myself included. This area sucks right now. It's very frozen. I found this little hidden nook. This is normally full of water, which is kind of freaking me out right now. Check this out. So I guess the point of all this is to recognize that being stagnant is never really a good thing. But we're designed to get out and move, we're designed to get out and do things, and people that sit still and spend too much time just doing nothing usually feel that. The body eventually feels that, the mind eventually feels that, and it's always a good idea just to get out and do something, whether it be something simple, something different, or just getting out and enjoying what is outside, which in this case, this is pretty phenomenal. So the fastest way to find these different locations is really Google Maps. I usually will go on there, just type in state parks or scenic locations of Pennsylvania, and I've found probably the bulk of the places that I like to spend my time just by doing exactly that. I'm sure you can do the same exact thing for a lot of different states or a lot of different locations. That's just my preferred method. Not to mention the fact that I've stumbled across a lot of forums that explain a lot of different areas within my driving distance for me. Exploration has been a part of human nature since the beginning of time. I mean, look at Christopher Columbus and how he sails across an entire ocean just to see what's on the other side of it and to prove his point. Wow, I have no idea where I'm at. People were built to explore more. They were built to see more things. The more we get out and see, the more we get out and do, the better we feel. And really, mental health is the key to kind of everything, or the key to what feels as success in our lives. So I guess the point of the story is that you don't necessarily always have to have a plan set up. You don't always have to be able to just plan everything out, lace it all out, understand exactly where you're going to go, what time you're going to be there. I feel like that kind of depletes the purpose of doing any of this to begin with. I feel like it deletes 90% of the fun of finding new locations or being able to explore a little bit more of our country. Even if you're pressed for time, like myself or a lot of you people out there, it's probably a good idea just to go out and see something new. You don't ever have to go necessarily very far. You don't really have to travel a long distance. It doesn't cost any money in that respect, other than some fuel money and a little bit of food. But the fact is that I've seen a lot of the best parts of our state just by hopping in my Jeep and going out and doing something new that day. So I don't know if this will help any of you guys. I don't know if this is going to inspire you to go create something new or go to see something new. But if you like this video, drop a like down below. Please feel free to leave me a comment. How do you find the locations you've gone to, or what's some of the best places within the state of Pennsylvania, especially on the western half, that you've spent your time? I'd love to see some of those locations as well, and see you in the next one.